is VJ Donita, and you are watching Bass Rhyme TV.
Hello.
So I bet you guys are wondering, this looks familiar. This looks like a blast from the past. Well, it is. We're doing a little ode to MTV, thanks to my friend here who had this little microphone made, right? And I'm going to steal it later because this is so iconic for me, right? I just, I remember back in the day, for those of you who don't know, probably a few of you might not know, I used to be with MTV in the 90s. It was from 1998 to 2004 when I got married. And so I was based in Asia, particularly in Singapore, and I got to travel the world and interview a lot of artists from places. And so now looking at this microphone, this is, I would have to say, would be the most memorable item that I can think of. To remind me of what I used to do in the past. Right. And so today with me I have a group called Bass Rhyme. They started in 1991 or in 1990?
1990, we were rapping even before we came out with the album, 1991, but yeah, it's around that time when we came out with it.
In fact, this group, they were part of Andrew E's Posse before Andrew E became Andrew E, right?
Right, that's good.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so why don't you guys introduce yourselves first, starting with Andy.
Sure. Hi, I'm Andy Lovadia, also known as Andy Love MD, Bass Rhyme Posse.
I didn't know. Andy Love MD?
Right. Yep.
Andy!
That's where he got
He's a friend of mine, so I'm like, I didn't even know this. Okay, go ahead.
So my name is Norman Belano and I go by Norman B.
Okay.
And I am Jay Jimenez and they call me J Smooth MC.
Jay Smooth MC. Alright, I'm laughing, not because I'm making fun of you guys, but just, it's kind of like fun when you go back to the past, right? Rap is different now.
Right. It is, very
right?
different. Yeah.
I mean, you still have your, their alias names, right?
Right.
And it can go as crazy as. But things are, evolving, and you guys started out in 1990, 1991,
yeah.
around that era or time. And then now you guys have come back together again. Does anyone want to tell me what's been going on, like what we're working with now?
Well, we stopped in 1992, somewhere around that time, because I went to the United States to live here, and Norman did his thing in the Philippines with little projects here and there. And then eventually they both went to the United States, but they lived in California and I live in New York. So now when we decided to go back together, create new projects, and says, hey, you know what? Why don't we do something now? So I think that's around 2003, 2004, something like that.
Time,
and we started to produce music again, make music again, and release it online. Because it's a different era now.
It's easier now.
It's easier now. So we did that. We did a few songs at least. We did about 12 songs to date, something around
What
that.
is the first album that you guys came out with? What was that album?
That was called just
the Bass Rhyme Posse, and it's under Viva Records.
Yeah.
Okay, and then since then, so Andrew E made it big, and somehow our worlds have kind of like all intersected, right? Because I started with Andrew E. We did Alabang Girls, right?
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
I did Over the Backboard with him as well, and he's also I know that I know Andy through some other friends as well, but. So the common denominator definitely is Andrew.
Right.
So now you guys are out with a new single, right?
Just actually, we just created a new track, and we have a special guest in this track, and it's actually Andrew Isa's son. His name is MC40. He goes with MC40.
I cannot imagine.
Eldest.
I mean, when I think of Andrew, I think of all the movies and projects that we've done in the past, and I can't think of Andrew with kids.
Right.
Yeah. And they're all grown.
I know, and that's the crazy thing for me, because it's like, what, Andrew, not only does Andrew have children, they're all in, like, you know, his son is in the biz now, and he's rapping too, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, so tell us, like...
So that's the project that we're working on. It's like, so now this... Obviously, in rap music, there's old school and there's new school.
Now, when you say old school and new school, like, how would you be able to differentiate between the difference of the old and the new?
Old school is more in the type of music, more in the type of how we rap, how we write our songs, and how we create the whole track itself.
Yeah. Right. And the vibe is entirely different.
Yes, and the pattern is pretty basic. You know, because old school, obviously that's how it started. So we follow that, like that type of cadence and rhyming and all that. Versus new school, obviously they already
evolved
to different types of style and rapping. So pretty much that's the difference, and obviously the culture itself changed too. So the lifestyle, the way we dress up, is different from how they dress up nowadays.
So now with your new single coming out, and you guys have been kind of doing some stuff ever since then, right?
Right.
Would you say that your followers are the old school followers, or do you have like the younger generation now that follows you?
Well, we pretty much have some followers who grew up watching us on TV back in the 90s, and then some of them would come up to us and say that, hey, you know, I got into rapping and into rap music because I was watching you when I was a kid. And then now we're kind of like introducing it to everybody, not only the old schoolers, but as well as the new schoolers, because we wanted to show them how we did it back in the day, and kind of like reintroducing how we did that style into and how it differs from how they're doing it right now.
So do you guys kind of mentor some of the younger generation now of rappers?
With the help of, you know, the online, it's kind of like it's a different way of mentoring them. It's like we create music in our genre, like our style, and then they watch us online, and that's kind of like our way of mentoring them. Oh, this is how it used to be. This is how we used to sound like, and they can make a comparison between the new school and the old school. And with this track, WTNO, it's our attempt or an invitation to everybody to kind of like, you know, like, this is welcome to the new old. This is the combination of both eras.
WTNO. And welcome to
the new old.
And that acronym was actually coined by Andrew himself. Yeah, when he introduced one of our earlier videos called Boombox.
This is Andrew E. Hashtag WTNO. Welcome to the new old.
It's one of the tracks that we came out in 2000 something.
2021.
And then he said, this is Bassline Posse, welcome to the new old, WTNO. So that's stuck in our minds, and we're thinking, hey, we can come up with a track that says WTNO.
Right.
And that's what we're doing.
This is it. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for you guys. You know, I hope that it does really well. And, you know, I told Andy, I said, Andy, I'd love to interview you guys and kind of help out here and see where this goes. But I said, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, you know, curse words and stuff like that?
No.
And that for me, I think is the mark of true geniuses, because in this day and age, you know, when you look at social media right now, somebody's like, you have this influencer that's selling a t-shirt, right? They're cussing. They're cursing as they're, look at this effing shirt. Look how effing and I'm just like, I don't understand. Why do you have to curse?
Exactly. Yeah.
In an advertisement.
And that's the thing. I think we've never been into that, and I think it's important for everybody to know, and we'd like to share that to the new school as well, that you don't need this kind of words or cursing or any of those kind of concepts to make good music.
Yes.
I mean, it can be an enjoyable, fun music, just like what we're coming up with right now. WTNO is an old school vibe with a new flavor, but yep, it's clean and it's just all fun.
It's not a requirement to curse, actually.
No.
It's not a requirement. It's just, you know, you can present yourself, your music, your talent with clean fun.
Yes.
Right.
Clean
Because
fun.
you know, you usually associate rap with all
Right,
cussing and like
Yes.
you know, bad morals and
Right.
sleeping around, and drugs,
Like that.
alcohol, women, right?
Yes.
But yeah. So why don't you introduce the music video?
The music video hopefully will be out probably say in a month or two. So we're still working on it, and we would like to mention that it's being directed by our good friend 7S.
Yep.
So he's directing the music video, and we're so excited because it's a surprise. So you just want to see all kind of angles and some effects. I don't know what magic he's doing, so you better watch out for it.
All right. So straight from the horse's mouth. Not saying he's a horse.
I can be.